We want to look at the coming together of spiritual rebellion and modern technology. When you look at the history from the time that the greatest lie was told, you will find in that chapter 11 that there was a great rebellion against God, building tower to get to heaven. In this 21st century, technology had become that very great rebellion, that man attempting to be God. When you look into technology, you will see that's what is becoming AI messianism. Someone is saying, I will put man in another planet. I am going to relocate man in a colony called the Mars. You will see that the tinkering of the human nature, I am going to implant something in the brain. I am going to implant this. We are going to clone man. There are all these same spiritual rebellion meeting with technology, as if what they have been waiting for from that twisting of the word of God had just arrived. So it's very important that the church will keep humanity informed, keep them awake, keep them alert, to be able to know that man's attempt to be like God is only gotten to hellish level. It has gotten to doomsday's level. And, before, we look at Superman movies as if it's just kid stuff. But supermanism had become a very clear attempt for man to be like God. You see the creation of all manner of Superman using hand to hold a jet that is, out of control and safely alighting it, using hand to hold a 37-story building that is trying, to collapse and then put it back. These are all attempts of man to be like God. That same great lie that was told in Genesis chapter 3, 4-5, that resulted into the curse on the language of man in chapter 11. It's now gotten to hellish level where man, through technology, is tinkering with human nature the way God created it. And there's something called AI messianism, trying now to save man from himself. Whereas God is God that created man, created the earth and put man here, is preeminent in all things. I just want to bring this to your notice. When the augmented reality and virtual reality were used together, what it did was to blur the line between evil. So evil is no longer evil. And therefore, when the line of evil was blurred, then you cannot even know what is good anymore, because in absence of evil, you cannot actually identify good. These are very clear evidence that the spiritual rebellion that started in the garden had only found a mate in technology, and they have taken the rebellion against God to doomsday's level, to hellish level. Just want to bring it to your notice as you relax and then you meditate, so that you will be well informed of the timeline between the creation of man and world and where man is today in relationship with God. Thank you for listening.